I really just feel like just straight up getting to the point in this video. Really, there is no point of procrastinating anything. This person is a not good person. This person is the person that I hate with every bone in my body. And I don't hate people easily. You know, it takes a lot for me to say, hey, I fucking hate you. But I can look this fucker in the eye and feel sick to my stomach. He has violated me in every way possible. I will get straight into the DMs. This guy is just a fucking weirdo. I'm like, it takes a lot for me to sit down and talk about this. I don't do long form content usually, but this is just my story of my tormentor. Cartoon fan, whatever you want to call him. I'm just gonna say Cartoon because that's what people like address him by. So, Cartoon, he and I have dated for I dated him during a very dark time for him. I met Cartoon during the time that he was coping with his ex's breakup. He was breaking up with his ex because she was the one who broke up. I don't remember why. Frankly, I don't care because that's not the whole topic of this video. But he just dated a lot of people. I felt bad. Cartoon was a ex of my friend. I usually don't date my friend's exes because that's just breaking girl code. But he has dated my friend Golden many, many months ago. I'd say fairly almost 2 years ago. Prior to me dating him. I haven't spoke out about this very much. I've only told close friends about this, but I feel like it's now that I publicize this and out him for what he's done. He's not a very big creator. Frankly, I don't even think he does content. But either way, he's just a fucking weirdo. He is a minor. I'm not gonna say his age because I don't like the idea of exposing a minor's age on this channel. All you need to know that he's under the age of 18. Me and Cartoon dated for roughly, I'd say, 5 months. Things were tame for the first few, I'd say the first few months. 2 at most. Things were tame. Some things about him that you should know is he tries to act stupid. He tries to act dumb and he uses it to make you feel bad and to not be able to take accountability. Another thing he uses to completely just get rid of any responsibility, whether it be just owning up for a mistake he's made or just anything in general. Or big things like this. He just says things with his little... So he supposedly has DID. I'm not going to say that he's faking it, but he's been outed for faking it. So I'm going to refer to him as faking it. Cartoon, he has an alter named Joker. Not like Joker from the movie. It's just supposed to be an evil alter. It's basic, stereotypical, evil DID alter, which I think is very insulting to people who have medically gotten diagnosed. I think that's just very insulting, really. But he would act stupid. So, Cartoon, he'd act stupid on purpose to make you feel bad and to not take responsibility. He used his little fake Joker alter to do bad things on purpose. And I dislike that about him. But to the 2 months, it was very tame. But yeah, it was tame. Everything was really just fun. I have clips of everything. This video right here that I'm about to show you is the first day that we started dating. I'd say it was 1 a.m. We were both tired. I understand not fully being there at the time. I understand being dumb at 1 a.m. because my brain really just doesn't work after like 11 p.m. But this is the first time he figured out that I liked him. We barely knew each other, yet he was so damn excited. Okay, I'm back from getting through our DMs. I can only say I'm just sickened. I'm sickened. Really, this is just disgusting. Here's the video. This is not from Cartoon's DMs. I went through to go get DMs from Cartoon and me, but here is the DMs between me and someone else. Like, this is the video that I was just talking about. So here.
Like, what part of this is not going through your skull? He wants to date
Ching
you.
chong ching mon king long.
Oh.
Scalpula.
It's fine.
Why though?
But yeah, that's the first time he's came aware of my feelings for him. We started dating after that night. I went on VR and just plainly and blindly admitted my feelings for him. Everything went fine, you know. Things were a bit awkward, but like, what relationship isn't awkward for the first few days, weeks, whatever? This is, I guess this is not very necessary, but this is how everyday interaction was with Cartoon, basically.
Why don't you want to cuddle with Max Pro? Why don't you want to cuddle with Twiddlefinger Max Pro?
I don't even like Max Pro. I hate Max Pro. Please get away from me if you're gonna wear that.
Oh my fucking god! I feel so fucking loved.
Okay, so that was just the propaganda that me and him went through daily. We just argue over little things. Sometimes things got bigger than they needed to be. But one time, this little Joker altar, I think I have a clip of him real quick. Let me find one. Well, the search to find a video of Joker was unsuccessful, but I found DMs of him. This just says a lot about him, really. But anyways, back to headset, stop turning on. Back to what I was saying about the way he was not a good person. When me and him broke, so the whole thing, how it went down is, Joker was a guy, alter, obviously, around the same age as Cartoon. I didn't like the fact, now, I'm not gonna say Polly is evil. It's not, I have no opinion on it, really. So, all I can say is, me and him have never discussed. I started dating Cartoon because at one point I dated Joker, but I didn't date Joker until after Situation. It was a selfish decision, I have to admit, that I've made. But Joker, there was this person, I'm not going to say their name, but they were attracted to Joker. And I didn't know. I was in a VR chat world with Joker, one of Mal's alters, almost said authors. One of Mal's alters, I believe it was a Matthew. And so me, Matthew, and Joker, and the other person, a few other people who are important, were in the world. I turned my head for 1 second. Joker was on the floor. The person that did something was right next to him. I turned my head for 1 second. Because I'm sure someone was talking to me, I was looking at my phone, I don't know, I was working on something, and I turned back around and I see that person on his lap. Now, I at first didn't really, I didn't want it to get to me, but it got to me, and I was kind of hurt. I left the instance, I talked to Matthew, I invited him, I cried a little bit, I admit, it was really dramatic, but he told me something that kind of contradicts himself. He said, so I went and I talked to Joker privately, and he says, I understand what you mean, you know, same body, different people. And I'm like, yep, that's the thing. Me and him start dating for selfish reasons. I made a selfish choice to have him for my own. And I admit that was a bad thing to do. But I was extremely insecure and jealous around that time, and I needed time to focus on myself. And dating someone to cover up your insecurities and to protect yourself from your own fears, irrational fears in your head is never the right choice. It is never a way to cope. But I just did that, and I regret it dearly, because Joker would ask for my nudes of my body. He would ask for nude pictures of my body. And I was gullible enough to send him nude photos of my body. I was an insecure teen at the time. I'm a minor still. I'm not as insecure as I was, but I was an insecure teen who was clueless and gullible. I sent him both my lower half of my body and my upper half of my body. And it was really disgusting for me to do that to myself. I was ashamed of myself. I felt violated, because the thing is, I did not want to do that, but I felt pressured, so I did. And he as well, showed me his parts, and I felt like I volunteered in that without thinking. I consented without feeling I should have consented. So I can't blame him, but I feel so. I still feel very ashamed of what I did. But it is a normal. I would say, it's not uncommon for minors around my age to be sending that out to mutual minors. It's experimental with your body and type shit. But after that, this is where things get rocky. Joker wanted to poly with this stone person after a while, and I was okay with it. He restricted me, though, and did not allow me to date anyone else I wanted to. So I argued with him, and he ended up just dropping the poly entirely. And then I'm just going to skip straight to the point of where we broke up, because there's really nothing more important after that. We decided to break up. I broke up with him. Because one day, this was cartoon thing, we were in a jet ski world. It was just me and him alone. And he decided to talk about things about his mental health and how it's been declining. He was in a living situation right now, so he had problems with, he was worrying about if he was going to have a home or not, and it may have stopped us from seeing each other, but I told him I could wait for him. As long as I needed to, because I loved him. But, yeah. He, told me that he still had feelings for, my friend that he has dated before me. So, remember the person I told you about, well before all this, the person who he's dated before many years ago? That is who he had feelings for still. He told me basically, borderline just told me, that if I weren't in the picture, and if her boyfriend wasn't in the picture, then he would date her still. Another thing is, he has participated in a secret relationship with this person. I'm not going to name names, but they have been outed, for that in our friend group. Has had a secret relationship with that person after breaking up with the guy that she's dated after him. And I think that's disgusting. That even he allowed that, really. I feel like she was more forced into it, but her... I don't know. I still think they both should be held accountable. So I broke up with Cartoon in front of all my friends. Every single last one of them were there. And I was proud of myself for ridding of someone who doesn't deserve to be in my life. But we still had one more fiend to deal with. Joker. He and I were still in a relationship, and he said that he should not be responsible for Cartoon's actions. But I told him it was only appropriate to completely get rid of Cartoon out of my life. I would have to break up with him as well. Because if Cartoon goes, then Joker goes. Because they are in the same body, apparently. I just told Joker the truth that if, like, I had a relationship with him for 2 more days before I broke up with him. By a friend of mine that helped fight off Joker. And I'm very happy that he did that because, well, he got me out of that situation. I ended up dating that guy for a little bit longer after that, but we just didn't end up working out, and that's okay because not every relationship works, but that's not what we're talking about right now. But yeah. Apparently, a few nights after that, I got a DM from Joker saying that he had an inappropriate interaction with another minor, and he thought about me during the whole thing. Here is a few collections of the DMs that went on between me and him, and the first one being the whole entire thing that was going on between me and him breaking up. So this is the fucking DMs here. I'll dub it over, like I'll show you what, like, everything happened during that. So this is his little epilogue of him. This is Joker talking. So he asked if Cartoon treated me right, and I said up to a point, yes. But he, when he talks about Golden and still wanting to date her, I said it disgusted me because it's never an appropriate way to talk about an ex, either respectfully or disrespectfully. I don't think it's necessary to talk about your past relationships with a current partner unless it's about discussing boundaries in the way that I do. And then he proceeded to say, oh, he did it all for you, and the will... What does that even say? Oh, it says he brought up the fact that he will always love me, and he ended up hanging out with his son. I've never told him to do that. I simply I didn't like his son, his VR son, because, well, he had a knack for being a bit loud and a bit disruptive and he'd get up in my face. I just didn't really like that. It made me feel a bit uncomfortable, but, yeah, this was the first DM of me and fucking Joker fighting. I don't really know what the next one's gonna be because I'm not planning before this, but yeah. So this is part 2 of his little soppy epilogue. So he has a knack for just saying sorry over and over and over. And I mean, like, I think I even have DMs of him, like, saying sorry over and over and over, like, just saying sorry, like, rows and rows and rows of him just saying sorry, just the word sorry. Like, I can never feel sympathy nor empathy for people who sit there and purposefully say, like, that, like, do that. That gets annoying, no matter if you mean it or not. I'll forgive you if, like, I think a lot of you understand what I'm trying to say here. But this is where he says that he's a terrible boyfriend, I should leave him, and he's super sorry. And I said it's cold of him, and that I said I don't like hearing about his ex's past relationships romantically. And I told him if I were to sit here and talk about my ex, Spencer, he would feel pretty much in pain. I've told these 3 set of people about his actions of saying inappropriate things about Golden. But yeah, the next DM, I don't know what it's going to be. You'll see in a few seconds. Alright, this is part 3 to the soppy story that Cartoon just set up. So, who's sending this is Joker. I'm just going to start off. This is, whenever I talk shit about those dumbass twins, I always bring up this DM. Because this is the worst thing that he's done. So, I'm going to read it out. Called coping. And why do you care? You hurt me, and him makes you hurting him the worst out of everyone he's ever been with. Basically, he's trying to say, because you can barely even tell what he's fucking saying, he is hurt from me, with being someone else, because I was in a talking stage with Ghost during this, and apparently it hurt him, but yeah, I'm not dating Ghost anymore, by the way, just to clear that out. I'm not. I don't want people to get misinformation. But yeah, the second part of this is the most important part. Clip me if you need to, but he says, and the only reason I fucking did it to Stone, which means, like, he did the wanka wanka with Stone, He says, the only reason I fucking did it to Stone is because I wanted to do it to you, and I was thinking of you the whole fucking time. Yeah, I know, it's weird. Because it is. It really fucking is. This is having the wanka with someone, and then thinking of someone else. That's really just disgusting. Especially when you're in a position like me. Like, that me and him have. We're exes. That I hate his guts for this, by the way. I'm never... He has crawled in and out of my life, and I'm not ever going to let him back in. I'd say maybe 4 desperate attempts, and all of them has really failed miserably. There's been someone who's promoted this idea. I'm not going to say that this is their fault, but I'm going to say that no matter good or bad intentions, I feel like it was a really inappropriate decision to make, because I was in a very good relationship, and I feel like what that person promoted Cartoon to do ruined it. Because when I was dating Ghost, he would get extremely jealous of Cartoon in the way he wanted to be back in my life, and I agreed that it was a bad idea. But I tried to help him still. I thought I was doing the good thing, but if anything, I was only destroying my relationship and myself along with it. And I think that that's what mainly got the main reason why me and Ghost broke up, because I don't want to go and talk about Ghost now, because he's not a bad person, but basically me and him broke up is because we mutually lost feelings for each other without each other knowing, and until Gordon brought it up to both of us, we both became aware and we broke up, and we just moved on as fast as possible, because, well, it really wasn't that painful. On my end, it wasn't that painful, because, well, we mutually lost feelings for each other. I'm not going to get into that right now, though. I feel like that definitely took an impact on the relationship me and Ghost had, though, to be honest. But yeah, I'm happily taken by my new partner. Yeah, I'm just not going to talk about that because we're really just getting off topic now. But back to Cartoon, yeah. I don't think I've definitely talked about this DM, but I don't think I've ever shown visible proof. But this is proof, guys. Anyways, this is just where I'm gonna end the video now. It's getting late. It's almost like 10:30 where I am at right now. Time filming this. But thanks for listening to my story. If you're friends with Cartoon, I just recommend not. Don't let him back in your life if you're not friends with him. If you're in a position like I am in, if you're just don't interact with him, for the love of God. Don't. But thanks for listening to my story. Bye guys, I guess. I don't know if I'm ever gonna make a video like this again, but I might. But see ya.